All right, let's jump right in. Today, we are going to break down a really fascinating and honestly powerful nonverbal skill. It's one of those things that can completely flip the script on how people see you, and you don't have to say a single word. So let me ask you this. What if you could walk into any room, any conversation, and just by using your eyes, make the other person feel totally heard, and at the same time, see you as smarter and more confident? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into today. A psychological grenade. I mean, that sounds intense, doesn't it? But it's actually the perfect way to describe this. It's this small, quiet tool that has a surprisingly huge impact. It's all about using your attention in a way that creates a real, genuine connection. So here's our game plan. First, we'll define what we mean by the smart gaze. Then we'll look at some amazing real-world stories. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the sticky eyes technique. Then we'll touch on the science of why it works so well, and finally, how you can actually start using it. Okay, let's kick things off with section 1. First things first, what exactly makes a gaze smart? What are we really talking about here? The two big words here are subtle and powerful. Look, this is not about getting into some kind of creepy staring contest or making people feel weird. No way. This is a refined skill, a way of holding your gaze that just screams respect, interest, and intelligence all at once. And you know what the best part is? Anyone can learn this. Okay, on to section 2. Theory is one thing, but how does this stuff actually play out in the real world? Nothing sells an idea like seeing the effect it has on real people. Just imagine you're that speaker for a second. You're looking out at a sea of faces, and one person's unwavering attention is like a magnet. Her focused gaze didn't just show him she was listening, it felt like it was actively pulling more out of him. It inspired him so much that he actually went and found her afterward just to thank her. Now that is influence. And this one shows you just how deep this stuff goes, even across cultures. Whether you see it as a true connection or something a little more mystical like sorcery, the effect is the same. An intense look feels like it's seeing beyond the surface, and that creates a really memorable, sometimes even spooky experience. And it's not just stories and feelings. There's real science to back this up. Check out this clever study. Researchers gave people a simple, secret mission. Count how many times the person you're talking to blinks. Of course, it had nothing to do with blinks. It was just a sneaky way to force them to hold really strong eye contact. And the results were just fascinating. The people who were being looked at, they had no idea their blinks were being counted. All they knew was, wow, this person is really listening to me. And the outcome? They said they felt way more respect and even fondness for their partner. It just proves it. Our eyes can literally change how people feel about us, and they can do it fast. Okay, so that brings us to the main event. We've seen the proof, now let's learn the actual technique you can start using like today. I absolutely love this name, sticky eyes. Just picture it in your head. Your eyes are connected to the other person's with a piece of warm, gooey taffy. It's such a great metaphor because it captures the feeling perfectly. It's not about being stuck or aggressive, it's about a warm, gentle, and reluctant separation. So how do you actually do it? It's so simple, just 3 little parts. First, when someone finishes talking, fight that urge to immediately look away. Second, just hold their gaze for 1 extra beat. That little moment of silence is incredibly powerful. And finally, step 3, when you do look away, don't just dart your eyes to the side. Let them drift away slowly, reluctantly, just like you're stretching that piece of taffy until the very last thread finally snaps. And here are 2 super important rules to make this work. First, the gaze has to be warm. Keep your face soft, keep it receptive. This is all about connection, not intimidation. And second, you have to adapt. You gotta read the room. Calibrate how intense you are based on who you're talking to and the situation you're in. It's all about having good social radar. All right, section 4, the science. So why does this work so well? What is actually happening in our brains and our bodies that makes this simple technique so darn effective? Believe it or not, when you hold someone's gaze, you're kicking off a real physical response in them. Their heart rate might go up a bit, they might get a little rush of adrenaline. It's their body basically saying, whoa, pay attention here. Psychologically, it sends a crystal clear signal. I'm listening, I respect you, and I get what you're saying. And people just naturally connect that kind of steady, thoughtful gaze with intelligence. Now, this is a really, really critical point. As powerful as this is, it's not a one-size-fits-all tool. You have to use it with awareness. In some cultures, or just some situations, too much eye contact can feel aggressive or even disrespectful. The key is to be observant and tweak your approach. Okay, we've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now it's time to turn this idea into a real, usable skill. Here's your game plan. The only way to get good at this is to, well, do it. So here's a little challenge for you. Just commit to practicing the sticky eyes technique for 1 week. That's it. Don't overthink it. Just make a conscious effort in your day-to-day chats and just see what happens. And remember to tweak it. For instance, with women or clients, you can make your eyes extra sticky to really show respect and understanding. With men, maybe dial it back just a bit, especially on personal stuff, just to keep things comfortable. And hey, here's a great low-stakes way to practice. The next time you're talking to a cashier or a barista, just try holding eye contact for 2 extra seconds. You might be really surprised by the warmth you get in return. And we'll end on this thought. This technique, when you get right down to it, isn't really about looking smart. It's about listening so intently with your eyes that people can't help but see you as a more thoughtful, more present, and more compelling person. It turns listening from a passive thing into an act of leadership. Now, isn't that a powerful idea to take with you?